We're about to do the Rainbow Wrap Up podcast. We're a little tight because, we got one little mic here, but we got a good host at Agave and Vine, so make sure you come check them out at Moana. And that's also the home of the Seahawkers, I believe. And this guy, the president, he can introduce himself. You know who he is.
This is Sean Hyman. Go Hawks. Go Bows.
We got another Seahawks fan. Our favorite Lala Head is here in the house.
Hey, Lala Head, what's up, Warrior Nation?
All right, so guys, we got a game this week with actual fans. At least one guy will be there. That's Shane. Our Lala Head will be in attendance. So 1,000 fans are gonna get to be there. Sean, what do you anticipate this event to be like? This, so many people have been waiting for it, and now finally Governor Ige has allowed us to have fans.
Right. So it's like super exclusive. It's like getting backstage passes, right?
Super exclusive. Right?
Yeah. So I'm really jealous of Shane, but like nobody deserves to be there more.
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked. I'll be on the Big Island, but I'll be with you guys in spirit.
Nice.
Well, Shane, where are you sitting? First of all, tell everybody where to find you.
Jeez, it's somewhere on the section 230 something. I didn't care where I sat as long as I'm there.
Who cares? You're in the building.
Yes, exactly. I'm in the building. Shout out to the Ticket Ferry. You know who you are. And much mahalos. I'm super stoked, super excited, super blessed. I'm just waiting. This is going to be my first live UH football game since the Hawaii Bowl of 2019. So Miano said, be ready to roll, be ready to yell, be ready to lose your voice. That's me, man. That's me.
Well, Shane is going to be in the house. 1,000 people. They said that the tickets have already been accounted for. So if you don't know if you're going or not, you're probably not going. So that's going to be me. I'll try and be outside and just watch through the fence if I can do that. That'd be fun. I mean, especially because it's going to be Colt Brandon night, and that's something that was someone that we've been mourning still for many months now, but also the fact that we had hoped to be there as well, to be in attendance to see his number hopefully get retired, and then hopefully that happens on Saturday. But Sean, what do you expect that to be like?
UH best be putting a whooping on New Mexico State in honor of Cole Brennan, our beloved Cole Brennan. And can someone please get Wayne Coito a ticket, please?
Yeah. Please, we're trying. Some are trying. Some are not trying. But if we do, Cole Brennan for sure. Seeing his number, Shane's got the shirt on right now as we retire 15 because that's how important it is. But what do you expect, that to be like honoring Colt Brennan?
Well, just to reiterate Sean's points, it's got to be a blowout. We got fans in the stands for the first time in 2 years, honoring arguably the #1 best player of all time in program history. I was talking to Sean earlier, and I won't be satisfied unless we put up like 70. It's got to be like 70 points. Let's relive the days where Colt Brennan would be sitting by halftime because he just threw 6 touchdowns, 500 yards, and the score is like 40-something to 3 at halftime. Let's put a can of whoop ass on them Aggies, man. I'm ready.
Well, New Mexico State, we already played them once this season, so it'll be the first time that I think we ever played the same team twice since maybe Punahou in 1912 or something. Now that we know the Aggies, though, they also know us. And that game in the second half was a lot closer than it was for comfort because New Mexico State was definitely in that game. Their coach believed they got screwed on what did look like an incomplete pass from my angle. I was there, obviously, in Las Cruces, and I didn't know it was a fumble, but the coach was still fuming after the game about that play. So literally only a few plays really separated our teams that game. But what do you expect? I mean, we have our scores. We have to from last week too. Let me go look at our scores from last week. Where are our scores? So what did you get your right score last week, Sean?
Yeah, I got it right.
So last
we all
week-
got it right because
Yeah,
we all
we
picked
all
Nevada.
chose Nevada.
But what was the final score? 34-17?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I picked 31-17, so I was second closest to Sean, who was almost on the nose. 35-17. Sean, okay, so Sean picked UH to win 47-13.
Yeah.
So Sean is the best prognosticator, clearly, of all of us. So that's going to be the closest, possibly. So 47 points, Sean. Do you think that's going to happen?
It better. I thought I wanted 51. The reverse
You can change
Colt,
that, I guess.
Colt number. Yeah, the reverse Colt number.
The reverse cold number?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
51-15 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
51.
Shane had 28-6. Do you think they could? What do you think is more likely? UH scores 28 or they score 6?
I think that they score 6.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
gonna go with defense.
Yeah, I think our defense
And it's
is
just
looking
so
good.
hard because we don't know who's playing at QB, QB1.
Yeah.
And
It's true.
hats off to Shager, man. I mean, he's young. I know he has so much potential, but in my opinion, there's no quarterback controversy.
No.
Cordero, we need Cordero behind there. I think the outcome would have been much different at Nevada, and I think we would have even beaten Fresno by more with Cordero at the helm. So, yeah, it's just hard to say, and it's just trippy how NFL, where you need to know who's going to be hurt, they have that injury report. If you just have a cut on your finger, you got to be on the injury report.
Yeah.
Oh, in college, I don't even know what's wrong with
Super
Shep.
big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no idea what his injury is.
So, Fuchsia was saying that she had seen somebody comment on one of Shevin's IG posts. So Shevin is an NIL athlete, right? One of the few, or the only one on the football team, I believe.
Right.
There are multiple NIL athletes now at UH. I think Ryan Clay-Suji, his firm now sponsors some athletes. So I think that's cool that athletes are starting to get paid to be able to, use their likeness and be able to use the fame that they have from being UH athletes. But as for Shevin, though, he probably filmed all of those a long time ago. I'm sure he filmed all his commercials before the season started. But he posted one this past week, and one of his teammates said, "Well, that's a way to do your shoulder therapy." Someone commented that. So this is what
Is
Fuchsia
it his
said.
throwing shoulder?
So I don't know. Someone just commented,
man.
that's one way to do your shoulder therapy. And then he replied back, this was before the season or something. So it was no denial or anything. But, it is.
But the window was huge, right, for his recovery?
Yeah, 10 to 30 days.
Yeah, 10 to 30 days.
1 to a year. 1 day
Oh my
to
God.
365 days. But that was, that Nevada game obviously was not like the Nevada game of 2 years ago where we won 54-3. And the thing that's sad about this game is we really were in it for most of the game, and we really gave them so much. And the refs probably helped out a little bit too, but ultimately we gave up that game to Nevada, and they had a bunch of kids there. They had a bunch of fans there, so they wanted to win that game too. They wanted to be the favorite on the west side, because now I believe they're in first place, right, Nevada. So
Yeah.
they needed that win, knowing that teams could beat up on each other.
They were the preseason favorite
Yes.
to win the the West Division. So.
And another thing with that game was that injury to Day.
Oh,
Man, those 2 long runs, man. I thought, they can't stop this guy. And then he got hurt, didn't play in the second half. I was like, oh, man. But those 2 long runs, that was pretty damn impressive.
Yeah,
His
super
speed,
impressive.
that kid is fast.
I mean, I did not know he was going to bust out 70-plus yard runs. So, I'm usually ready for a touchdown, but I wait until the red zone or close to the red zone. But that was impressive. The second time I missed out because I had my chocolate-covered cheesecake in one hand from Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory.
Sheesh.
And I was like, ooh, and I was just walking, literally looking at this. All of a sudden, in my periphery, I see Day fly right past me because I'm walking right past our sign. I'm like, ooh, this freaking cheesecake is so good. And boom, I was like, whoa, who is that? And then, that's Day, and he runs to the end zone. I was like, what the heck? He did it again. So that was impressive. I mean, he put on a show, and I think that's exciting. Do we know what his status is for this game?
No,
I haven't heard
they said
anything.
He's a game time
Yeah.
thing too. Him, Lockridge, and Cordero are still game time decisions.
So it'll be interesting whether we can get a full squad. But like you said, Shevin was a huge loss from Nevada, but that's not. That's
Shager looked like a true freshman in the
Yeah.
second half of that game. So
Yeah.
not to dog on him or anything,
Yeah.
but just you can't turn the ball over 4 times and get no turnovers and expect to win.
Yeah.
Not with a young quarterback and not with your running back going out.
And we had more turnovers too. I think Calvin, his botched punt, or what, it almost wasn't a botched punt. It was like he tried to make something out of
Yeah.
nothing.
It hit
The
hit
shoulder.
the shoulder of
Yeah.
Hugh Nelson.
Oh, before the ground.
When he was running,
okay.
he was
Okay.
running back. Yeah, he was running back.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
Calvin needed to grab the ball, I guess, in that case. So sorry, Calvin, if it sounded like I picking on you, but
Can we get someone to sponsor Calvin
Yeah,
Turner
how
Jr.
do we
for
not?
something, for like a
Yeah.
like a
I gotta
sandwich
be invited.
company or a long distance something or other?
yeah, I mean that's a guy that will go down as someone that we remember for a long time. Yet he'll hardly have any fans playing in front of him at home, which is crazy. Even after this game, we hope to have more fans. Maybe if we can't get into this game, we'll get into the next game. So that's what I'm looking forward to. If not, but this game, like we said, is going to honor Colt Brennan, and that is something that having Colt on our show, and for me to be able to interview him was remarkable already. Like that's a moment in my life that I'll remember forever. And I was so honored to be able to talk to him and be so intimate with him because just how open he has been and how much he trusts me and trusts all of us to for him to reveal things to us, and he surely did in that space of about an hour and a half. So go check it out on YouTube on this very channel, Cole Brandon interview. It's there on the Hawaii Sports Fans channel, so go check it out. And
Yeah, if I can jump in, I've watched it 5 times,
Wow.
and I get something different out of it every single time. So do yourself a favor and go check it out. It's really great. He's so vulnerable and honest, and you did such a great job with that. So I think it's your best work.
Thank you, I appreciate
Yeah.
that. And that's what I always take away. I mean, I feel like I would like to get closure myself, even personally. I think a lot of us want that. So hopefully that happens at the game. I wish more of us could be there to see it, but I think that'll be almost like a little memorial service too, because none of us had that chance too. So, I mean, if you listen to me on the Fresno blog, I mean, they were making me like cry completely because I was just like, we can't talk about this right now. Like, this is too early because it is really fresh for all of us, but. Hopefully he gets the respect he deserves, gets his number, retired. It should have happened a long time ago, but we want to make it official. I want to see a big 15 on the field or on the side of the stadium because that number is going to be spoken about in reverential tones forever and ever and ever and ever, And that's something like they talked about the Washington football team this past week, who Colt paid for, ironically.
Yeah.
But Sean Taylor was honored this past week, and a lot of people weren't happy with the way it happened. They didn't think that the team, and that's what I worried about too. It's like the fact that we hadn't even retired his number, which should have been done a long time ago. This cannot be botched. It needs to go all the way, and Colt needs to be a part of our program forever. Like there needs to be something symbolic,
Right.
like, and then stick on the helmet. I don't think you can do that forever too. You gotta have something.
Yeah, I think it's just a this season
Yeah.
thing. And like Colt Brennan is UH football. He's bigger than the program, and he brought us to heights that we've never gone to and probably won't ever go to again. So I mean, he's the man. He's the man, and we all respect and love him.
Exactly.
What are some of your memories, Shane, that you think of when you think of Colt? What is your top Colt Brandon memory?
I think I told you guys when I was in the Taco Bell drive-thru
Oh, yeah.
and I was just waiting to order food and I was
Yeah.
looking at my phone or something and I heard the car in front of me place their order and like I immediately knew that was Colt Brennan's voice. I was like, hey. And I told my wife, hey, that's Colt Brennan ordering in front of us. So I was like, hey, Colt. And then he just looked out of the window and in true Colt fashion, he just looked out of the window, gave me the big shaka, big smile, and yeah, that's just. Besides all the other unforgettable memories on the field, that's just something I'll always remember. That it was just him showing me the shaka and Taco Bell drive-through. Yeah.
So like I was a Colt Brennan stalker when he was playing, and like I would go harass him, sign my ball, and like he would say later, and
Like, adult, he keeps following you.
yeah. I was in my late 20s, but I was I was a fanboy for that guy.
Oh yeah.
So-
we're still fanboys. Man.
Yeah, I mean, anything Colt Brennan I'll buy.
Yeah.
I've got a shrine to him at my house. At my house.
Yeah, that's
And-
cool. I just saw the picture.
Yeah, he lied to me when he said he would sign my ball. It's cool. Still love the guy.
Yeah. I think that's what's sad is that I think there was a lot left to tell in this story, and we would have been a part of his future, I guarantee it as well, because we developed the trust with him as the fans, the people that stuck with him forever and never turned our back on him, and we are the people that also, like we said, still revere him in a way that unmatches any UH athlete. I mean, like I said, like UH players, I love our players, I love our parents, I love the coaches and everything, but it's hard. You're here to represent us. For me, it's your responsibility to Hawaii, and Colt did that and more, and more. And his story is one that will, be told forever. I mean, he'll never die. His name will never die. But we just wish his body was still here to join us. But yeah, so that's Saturday. Do you have something to add?
Yeah, shout out to the Brennan Ohana.
Yes.
We hear that they're in the islands and hopefully at the game. So
Yeah. So hopefully we can see them there.
sending our aloha to you guys.
We also need to talk about.
Speaking of UH quarterbacks,
Speaking of UH quarterbacks that had threw for lots of touchdowns and big yardage, and yet after their careers, someone always had an opinion about them as well. Nick Rolovich.
oh,
So first of all, Nick will always, like we said, we talk about him before in the show a lot.
we love Nick.
Yeah.
So he will always be someone that has paid his dues more than Like he did it as a player, he did it as a coach. Like he doesn't need to prove that much more to us in terms of his devotion to UH. And I'll just say this. I'm gonna say this on the show tomorrow. But before he left, I mean, he was one of the few people that validated me as a fan.
Yep.
Had said things to me privately, said things about me publicly that no other person at UH, associated with UH, has said or will say probably, because that's how much he appreciated me as doing what I did for the program, and I'll never forget that. And that's why, if I were in his position, I would have made a different choice, me personally. But I'm not ever going to. He can make whatever choice he wants. He can make whatever choice. That's his choice. It's his choice. We're not. He's always going to be Ohana to us, and that's how you treat other. Even if you disagree with them. It's sad because he's really. It hurts his family, a lot. That he misses out on a huge, good job, and I know that his mom is such an amazing lady. He has great parents and great siblings as well, and they have to see their name in the paper and they have to see their name on ESPN. So I know that it's not an easy thing for the family, but I just hope he finds. I don't know what the next step is, at least for him.
Well, the latest news running on the ticker as of Thursday night is that he's suing Washington State for unjust firing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess we're gonna see where that goes. But this is America. You have a choice.
Yeah.
I think he understood what was probably gonna happen if he went down that path. But it's kind of sad. We all wanted to see Nick do good and can have continued success. Most of us at Washington State. He carries the banner of the program too. So, what happened, and he's gonna land on his feet somewhere. So.
Maybe back at UH. Would you take him back, Shane?
Hard question, because are you mandated to be vaccinated as a coach here?
Yes,
You are, right?
you have to be on
So,
campus.
Yeah,
to be on UH campus.
I don't even think he could come back.
Yeah.
If his religious exemption didn't stand there, I don't see why it would stand here also. But yeah, just to reiterate all your guys' points, yeah, like how you said, he was the first guy to validate me as a fan as well. When I went to Carter Coach, he would stop by, talk to me, give me a hug, post, hey, what's up, man? And so yeah, I love the guy. I just wish it would turn out different. I just can't fathom turning down a $3 million a year job
For over a shot.
Yeah.
Over
And-
one
and a job
shot.
that
Johnson
you
and Johnson,
love.
one time.
So,
Get your 3.3
like I
million.
said, he has his reasons for doing what he did, and I respect that. But,
Yeah, he was very steadfast in his approach. He didn't waver, and it's really like torn the Washington State fan base in half.
Exactly.
And he still has a lot of supporters. I see a lot. You see it on the
Yeah.
blogs and
Players,
his players support him, and you still see a lot of support saying, Rolo, stand your ground. So I mean, yeah, it's very divisive.
So, like you said, like how it affected his family, his
Yeah.
blood family. It also affected his extended family, his players, his
Yeah.
fellow coaching staff. So
Yeah, he wasn't the only one to get canned.
yeah, this is like a major ripple effect.
I think 5 of them.
So even the Stutzman Ohana,
Yeah,
I know
right.
them personally, and they're really great people. So I just wish nothing but the best for them as well. I just hope everything turns out. So,
Of course, we have a car in the garage, but that's what happens. We're on Agave and Vine
Right.
at Ala Moana. Come check them out. This is where I don't know how to describe. Okay, right by I was going to
It's the
Starbucks,
Lanai.
Macy's, the Lanai.
It's the Lanai near Macy's.
Right by Macy's, and Apple Store is right on the corner.
good drinks,
Yep, good
good
drink.
vibes. There's
Good happy hour.
Good happy hour. Good food all around.
Yeah.
You can check it out. Yeah. It's
So
all
feel
good.
free to come check them out at Ala Moana. But now our car alarm has gone down. It was just a reminder to us to plug Agave and Vine. You can see them behind me. For a Wednesday night, they got a good crowd in here. They got good screens in here to watch all kinds of sports. Or, well, the Wipeout is only because the Dodgers game was on
Right.
TBS. But you can watch Wipeout as well.
Come down, see Jules, see Rachel, see Chanel. Tell them Hawaii sports fans sent you. Tell them the Seahawkers sent you.
Yeah, the Seahawkers. The Seahawkers in the house for sure. NFL season, because the Seahawkers, I want them to come and join me in Rams' house at SoFi Stadium. And also the Charger fans, if you're out there. Are there Charger? Oh, there's one in the house! You got a Charger fan in the house, Terry.
/ cameraman.
The Chargers will also be playing in SoFi the same week as the Seahawks and Rams. It's the Chiefs and the Chargers. Talk about a great week. So check it out, hisportsfans.com. Check out, or hit us up, info@hisportsfans.com, or PM us, send us a direct message on Instagram, Twitter, at hisportsfans, or wherever. You can find a way to get a hold of me, I'm sure, because it's going to be a great, rest of this football season, because as UH season starts to hit up its second half, the NFL season is still going strong. We got 17 games this year in the NFL. I just got back from Kansas City from my season tickets at the Chiefs game, a Sunday night game against the Bills, which was reminded me of UH in Reno. So you know how my team did in that game. But that's football, and that's the fun was already there though when I got there, because I love being a season ticket holder more than anything. I love it. I love being a season ticket holder of all my teams because I really enjoy it, and that passion is what Hawaii Sports Fans is about. It's not about winning and losing on the field, or even just getting into the stadium. It's about the entire experience around being a fan, which starts, days before the game even, and goes right up to kickoff. And if you lose, you probably want to get the hell out of the town that you just lost in, like I did when I'm in Reno. But sometimes you gotta wait a little while. But no, that's a part about being a fan. So come travel with us. Come hang out with us. We're going to Super Bowl again this year. So the Super Bowl is also at SoFi Stadium in LA. It's going to be a good one this year. We'll see who gets it. It's very early in the year, so I'm not going to pick any favorites. Also, Buffalo just lost, so good for them. But I might be a little still bitter.
I have Buffalo over Tampa Bay. That was my preseason pick in the Super Bowl.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I think a lot can happen. I mean, I'm not going to count any team out. I'm not going to count the Seahawks or the Chiefs out, who are both underperforming. But obviously missing your quarterback, who's never played before.
Missing a lot.
But you know, it's really early. 17 games in the season, so it's a lot can happen. And I think that's what's going to make the season a lot more exciting than ones in years past. So come join us at Hawaii Sports Fans, and maybe you can join us there as well.
So we're recording this on Wednesday night.
Yep.
Most of you are used to seeing this pop up on Thursday night, and we got angry mail when it popped up on Friday. But you want to plug why we're doing this on Wednesday instead of Thursday?
Well, tomorrow I'll be a guest on the Sleep Times Over show, hosted by Mr. Aaron Sakai.
Never mind.
So you would say. So come check that out if you are at in Kaka'ako tomorrow night, Thursday night at Workplay Hawaii, which is this Ili. What is the name of that street? Ilima Vai? I don't really know the red.
I don't know.
It's like
Vai,
Queen
yeah.
Ilani Vai maybe. Yeah. So it's in Kaka'ako, which is like
a
a mile
very-
square. So you
very
can walk
cool
the whole
spot.
thing and you could probably find it. But come and join us tomorrow night. That'll be live in person as well. So that'll be pretty cool to see. But yeah, I think for us at least, this week has been about us hopefully getting to the stadium or having fans in the stadium, and that's what we wanted to come on here and are doing here with the Rainbow Wrap-Up. Is just to keep the UH football fans engaged, and we've been doing this. We've been broadcasting on this channel for over a year now, so.
Yeah, thanks for your support. I mean, this thing just seems to get bigger every week, and we get likes from new people like every week, so we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
So,
yeah,
now we just
Cole
need
Brennan.
t-shirts.
Cole Brennan. This is all about Cole Brennan this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's about keeping that fan base alive, man. We all know the struggles of this program. We all know how difficult it is to still be a fan. But, shout out to Wayne and guys like Sean, just to show our love and our passion and our support for this team. We all have backstories on why we're fans, and it's legitimate stories. It's heart-filled stories, and it's stories that'll not just make me drop this team, no matter how frustrated I get, no matter how many losses we have, no matter how many bad calls there are, or bad offensive play calls, or this and that. I'm always going to bleed green. I'm always going to be a fan of Hawaii, no matter what.
It's easy to root for Oregon or
yeah.
UCF, but you gotta to be a UH fan. You really gotta be a stubborn SOB.
Exactly.
So like,
It could be a sadomasochist, basically.
yeah, basically. But
You
we're
have to
here.
Really enjoy
We're here.
the close losses and,
Yeah.
and treat them as if they're victories. That's what it's like to be a
Exactly.
Guys, we beat the spread. Oh. That's not what a fan base should be saying, but that's what we say because that's how happy we are when we see anything UH success tangential. We're excited about that. So I think that's the difference too. What the difference between what we're doing and what a lot of other people are doing is, we don't have any sponsors here either. We're just putting this up here and hoping people will listen. And we've done pretty well, I think, so far. But honor Cole Brennan this week. What does this say? Yes,
Tua.
Oh, Tua. We can bring up Tua.
Yeah. So yeah, like I guess Miami isn't very happy with him.
I was talking about him earlier.
And he was, they're talking about trading him. So I guess the latest rumor is Deshaun Watson to Miami, and Tua goes to Washington, and who's it? Houston. Houston gets picks, lots of
Houston
picks.
gets picks.
Yeah. So
Miami
it's
really
kinda,
would want Deshaun Watson right now. That's so crazy.
Yeah, but it is Florida, so you never.
It's like
Oh my
LSU going for
gosh.
Rolovich right
Florida
now. Or
always
something.
mixes.
Yeah.
Sorry, but people are saying that Rolo's going to go to LSU.
To LSU.
Well,
I would love that for him. But, okay, for sure I would love that for him. Like, guys.
Are they really clamoring for
Come
a
on.
33 and
No,
33
they're not.
coach?
They're not.
Yeah.
And I love
Maybe
Rolo.
as like an OC.
Well, that's the hardest thing for Rolo too, is that he never really got to show his resume at a Power 5 school. So his Power 5 career might be over. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. He's gonna have to go back to a school that will take him, which a lot of schools in Florida, Internet, Hawaii, we would probably take him come again. You know, I'm saying in the future. And I would welcome him back. He's one of us.
I love the run and shoot.
Yeah,
I love it.
He's been loyal to us. So
Run and shoot over anything.
and I think that he, you know, and the run and shoot is also, you see it at Washington State finally start to click and them start to string together some wins. They beat Stanford, you know, in Rolo's last game as coach. So, you know, he was ready to make a stamp too on Washington State. So it's kind of sad times for him too, where it's like things are kind of spiraling in a different way when they were, you know, going. So that's the hardest part, I think, for sure.
Well, they got some local boys up there too.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna transfer out. So
Yeah,
maybe
we'll
UH
see.
gets a couple bounce backs from there.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
We'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, I think that the quarterback situation in the NFL is so insane too. And going back to the Tua thing, I mean, there are teams like I was talking to.
Isn't
a
it
Steeler
early
fan.
to be giving up on Tua?
Oh, it's way
Yeah.
early. It's way early. But
I mean, he's had a lot of injuries.
I
but
feel like
gave
this is my sorry. I don't want
No,
to
no, go
cut you
ahead.
off, but
Yeah,
this
go
is my
ahead.
personal feeling in a way too. Is that the Marcus situation is kind of messing up Tua, because now Marcus is the standard. Now everybody's going to be compared to him, and it's like, well, see, Marcus is now a backup, and he's based. I wouldn't call him a bust, but
Well, Marcus is too nice.
yeah, but you put Marcus and Tua next to Mahomes and Jackson.
Okay.
Hard
Oh
to
yeah,
compare.
yeah, you can't
Right,
compare that.
I get it.
I mean, we as much as we love Tua and Marcus, I mean, we're NFL fans too, so that we have to be honest. Like, I see Mahomes or Russell Wilson, or even, you know, that guy that plays for the Chargers. I forget him.
Oh.
Justin Herbert, you know, from
Yeah.
Oregon. Again, you know, these are guys that are doing things on the ground with their feet, throwing balls like they can barely. I mean, Kyler, I got to watch him play in person against the Rams. Holy cow. He's way better than I thought he was, and I've seen him play for a long time, and he's freaking really good. I mean, he's almost Mahomes level, and I'm going to give him that. Like he was just watching him play, and also if you sit in the Hawaii Sports Center section at SoFi, you get a really good eye view of the players, so you can see their eyes, the quarterback's eyes, and I'm thinking, wow, he's really staring this receiver down. There's no way he'll throw it. No, he's throwing, and the window might be like literally this big, and
And he
somehow
still
he'll
gets
squeeze
it.
the ball through it. Like, that's the kind of level you have to be as an NFL quarterback. That is scary. That's like, you have to be so good. So that's just the facts. And there's
Who's
only
your
32
Who's your
jobs.
NFL MVP so far? Is it
You know,
Kyler? Derrick Henry?
I would say Kyler.
Kyler?
And Kyler is freaking crazy. It reminds me of when I was watching Matty Ice when he was MVP of the Falcons, and he tore up the Rams that one year. Oh, that was the year they lost in Super Bowl 51.
To Tom Brady.
And he was MVP, but he has such ridiculous pocket presence. Him, Brady, like they can just stand there and act like there's nothing around them, which is really a gift when there's scary giant humans running at you. They can somehow cancel them out and just focus on throwing a ball into a tiny puka, and that is really a difficult thing to do, and that's why there's only a few NFL quarterback jobs, and you know, you wonder why certain guys like Heineke and all these guys we've never heard of who are starting quarterbacks. You wonder how they are starting quarterbacks, but that's the NFL though. You gotta, everything's gotta work out too. You know, it's like contracts, like Tua. It might be better to be Mac Jones. Like if Tua was Mac Jones instead of Tua, and he went to the Patriots later, I don't think there'd be as much pressure. But Tua's
Right.
Yeah,
It's
he-
like an
he
overall
top six,
performed now.
top six
yeah,
pick.
so he has
Yeah.
to pick.
Yeah.
But I think that would have been a better situation going to Patriots.
Arizona's really going for it. They
Oh,
traded.
they are.
They traded
Yeah,
for.
they
They
are.
traded for Zach Ertz.
Yeah, they have Ertz,
Yeah.
JJ Watt, they have everybody on that team. I mean, Dwayne. I mean,
I don't think they've
That's a good
found
team.
themselves in this position too often. They're like
No.
undefeated and
No.
just.
My MVP, and
Yeah.
I hate to say it
Uh-oh.
because I hate this team, is Dak Prescott. That freaking-
Yeah,
oh,
very
wow.
impressive.
I know,
Yeah.
but he
That
got
guy-
hurt again though, so it's
Yeah.
probably
He got hurt
over.
again.
Yeah, on the
he
last
got
throw,
hurt.
the overtime throw.
Oh, I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
so it's probably. I know last year.
So-
Last year he was on an MVP campaign before he got hurt. I totally agree. I think Dak had a great year last year
What,
before
what
he
kind
got
of
hurt.
injury?
With his leg. Like if he
Oh,
threw the
no.
touchdown, and they said if he would have been out this week, but they're on the bye, so they're hoping he'll be back when they play next week. Yeah.
Cowboys are going to be going to Chiefs this year too. They got a crazy schedule, but I feel I always have a soft spot for some reason for the Cowboys. I don't know why now because I go visit because I go to their stadium, and when you start going to stadiums, you're like, oh, I kind of feel okay for this team, so I feel bad for the Cowboys. But I mean, I love seeing them lose as well. But I don't wish as much ill because Dak is a cool guy. I feel like he's one of those quarterbacks that really tries to get to know the people. And
I hate the team. I love their fans.
yeah.
I hate that team.
Yeah.
We got
Crazy.
Garrett, you know, some big Cowboys fans too here in Hawaii, and there's always just that 90s. I remember like my 5th grade teacher. Okay, that's where I was in 1994. But she
Dating
named
yourself.
she named her son Troy, and like named him. I remember like she loved the Cowboys so much, and they were winning so much. I was like, oh, I hate this team. Like, and people just love the Cowboys, Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith. So. I get that things have changed. But it's funny. I saw a meme about the hated teams.
Yeah.
Now the Chiefs are there, which is hilarious because the Chiefs have been like people didn't even know about the Chiefs until recently. So it's amazing how you can be hated right away. I mean, the Seahawks, are they still a hated team? Would you
I think by their own fan base.
Yeah.
People jumping off this bandwagon pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. People
Well-
calling for Pete's head.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're just like I'm tired of this, and it's like, what do you mean? We've been good for 10 years.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand.
No, it's hard, but you get jealous. I mean, that's a lot of us in Hawaii when McMackin took over for June Jones. I mean, he didn't have a terrible record. I mean, he had one losing season in his 4 years.
Yeah, but he was making 1.1
But
million.
he was making a lot, and we had different standards. Yeah, we had different
I
standards.
think if he was making 550K, I would have been okay with it. I think a lot of people would have been okay
Yeah,
with
maybe.
Yeah.
But honestly, I thought our standards were higher then too. I was upset when we were like 7-6. Like I thought we should have been better. I mean, I'll take that this year.
it. Yeah. We would have took that in the Chow years.
Oh yeah, for sure. We definitely took that.
Mediocre would have been great.
Yeah, exactly.
Still chasing those championships. but-
Yeah.
Any last words, guys? We had a good show this week. Mahalo to Agave and Vine again
Yeah. Shout out.
for joining us
Yeah.
or for letting us. We plan on stopping by and maybe bringing a few friends back. So hopefully you guys come and check it out. This is a good spot actually in Moana. This is where I like to park and everything too. So like you can see, it's right next to the Apple Store. So perfect spot. But hope you can make it. If you can get into the game on Saturday, good for you. If not, then let's just rush them outside. Rush the back gate. Going. Going. Okay. But I think that's all we have for this week. So beat New Mexico State, guys.
Yes.
All right, Bows. Take
Go
care.
Bulls.
Go Bulls.
Aloha.
Go Brennan.
Go Brandon.